Yaama, g'day everybody. Welcome back. G'day. It's Saturday, and I hope you enjoyed that little dance there. Put us on a high vibration. And I want to welcome our guests today, Jules and Polly. Hey guys, how you doing?
Yaama, doing good. How are you?
I'm good.
So, fantastic.
Did you enjoy that? I did. Obviously.
It's good to have you back, Luna.
Oh, thank you, Polly. Yes. It's good to be back. And I'll say good day to everyone in the chat room. Thanks for joining us. And what do we got for you today? I got to slow down because I usually just jump straight into it, and I'm learning to mature and slow down a bit.
That video, I just want to say, I've never seen anybody play the didgeridoo like a percussion instrument. It's always just somebody blowing into it, right? But I saw there was a guy hitting, like he was using a piece of wood to tap on the didgeridoo at the same time as he was playing it. Yep. And I'm like, that's like somebody who can play guitar and sing at the same, or play the drums and sing at the same time. They got two brains.
Yeah, they're clever fellas, eh? I when I hear music like that and watch them fellas, I just explode with light and I find it hard.
It's fascinating to me how someone can have that kind of coordination, and we've had that kind of coordination for thousands of years.
Well, that's raw natural music there from our mob. A lot of what you see is what you said, Polly. You don't actually see that stuff. I've got other stuff coming up too that is more raw and homegrown, and you'll really love it. But I really like that. It's real high vibration, really fast. Them fellas can dance, eh? But the tapping on the didge, Polly, that's a commonplace thing for us.
I'd never seen that before, and I've listened to a lot of didge music, and I've never heard anybody tapping on the didge. And it like when I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, why haven't I heard that? Like it seems so obvious.
Yeah, we see they usually have a clapstick sometimes, and they use a clapstick and tap their didge.
It's a very rhythmical. Like most people think of the didgeridoo as being a very drony sort of instrument. But there is, if you listen really closely, there's a very prominent rhythm, but it's mostly to do with the way the person's breathing that's playing the didge.
Yep, I could play it again.
Yeah, you could play it again. I would get something different out of it every time.
I'll play it later. I'll play it again later in the show. That's what I'll do for you.
Okay.
We'll play it again later in the show, and I got some funny stuff, something funny for you to watch and cute. What else we got today? We got, I wanted to bring you material and its vibration and frequency because a lot of the material we wear today is that synthetic stuff, and it's not doing us any good. And I always knew that, but now I've got scientific fact to back me up. So I'm going to present you with some articles and other people that have also discovered this. And there was one particular article done by a scientist, but you know how they take things off the computer? And talking about taking things off the computer, one of my shows I presented early when I started doing this, we had Hairy Man and that in it, and I showed you a picture of all these, all the others I called it. You'll remember Jules, and it had Hairy Man, all the strange people with big feet and faces on the chest and all that. Well, someone asked me to retrieve that picture, and I thought, yeah, I got it because I did a show on that. I went to retrieve it. I couldn't find it. I went and watched my own show and went through my own show and realised it was gone, and you could see the glitch where it probably was, and I realised that it was removed. So if you think you've got privacy, you think again. Then I had to go on the hunt. I dug deep into the internet and I hunted for 2 hours to find these pictures that I had on my show originally. And even the original source that I got them from, they were gone. So I dug deep, went hunting, come up with the goods, and I'm going to put it back on the show at the end of the show after we do this material frequency. I'm going to show you some of the pictures again. And if they go missing again off my show, I'll just find them again and put them on another show.
Hit me up. I probably have them.
yeah, that's right. So, and yeah, share it. When I put them up.
That seems silly to me. Why they would want to hide something like that? They're not like, what's the big deal? Like, who is really looking into this stuff? Or it can't be a huge part of the population. Why would they? I mean, it's not like this is threatening information or misinformation. Why would they want to hide something like that? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Because it's not misinformation and it's real. And the threatening part is it's not threatening us, it's threatening them. Because
it might make them happy.
Well, before no one wanted to know about Hairy Man, it was still that mythical thing, and you only had a small corner of people that were actually into it, right? And then now everything's open, of course, because that's the time it is in the world. And now it's become a big thing. And I was really surprised when I went back to retrieve those images that they were gone, and that let me know that it's sensitive material now. They don't want you to know that these things are real. And they're that close to us now. Everything's been revealed. So they're going around taking it off. I reckon must have been an AI to access all different areas in one go. The AI probably, I don't think a person would have sat there. The AI would have done it. They would have put a program into the AI and said, remove these images. So, yeah, but I'll show you that a bit later too. How are we going? Yep, we've got plenty of time. But I found that interesting. So just take note. Anything weird, wonderful, or strange that you've put up or you've seen, go looking for it again and see if it's still there. Because I bet
I will.
80%, 60 to 80%, then it won't be.
Well, this might be a little bit off topic, but Canada just passed a bill called C11, which is, people are comparing it to the way China regulates their internet. So I'm just gonna leave it there because that's a whole other discussion. Yeah.
So, what was that? Operation Dragonfly?
No, I'm just wondering if it's because it was supposed to have passed at the beginning of this month, and I'm wondering if it's already affecting like my YouTube suggestions feed or anything like. And I had other questions like, what if you use a VPN? Like, how do they get around that?
I think it's worldwide.
Anyways.
That's what I mean.
YouTube just did some policy for content creators. They're really pushing their YouTube Premium,
right?
In the sense that if you're viewing YouTube as a creator, and if you have adware blocked so you don't have to see ads, they're alerted to it and they push the they're alerted to it in the sense that if you're monetized, you're not getting anything because you're not playing ads.
Oh, I'm not monetized.
I'm not either.
No, I'm surprised anyone even watches this show. It's so I actually realised this morning that Gday Saturday is like Australia. It's way, way, way back in the backwash into the world in the middle of nowhere, and you'd be lucky to find it. No, it's all right. But yeah, things are happening in the world. We're up for big changes coming again. Be prepared. Stay free and stay strong and stay
Stay
what's that
bright.
word? Yeah, keep your light up. Yeah, and stay a free person. Proud of me.
Well, people are going to need to see that light when they're lost and there's no one else around. If you stay bright, then people will find you. And trust me, if you're going to want people to find you.
Yep, and that light spreads like wildfire.
Yeah.
If we can spread it round, and everyone will feel okay, and we can deal with what's coming. What else have I got for you today? Thing called butter oil. Now it looks like it's BUDDHA, and it looks like it's Buddha oil, but it's actually butter oil. I've got a little article on that to show you as well. That's one of our native medicines.
Is it pronounced Buddha?
Yeah, kind of. No, it's pronounced butter, and it's not butter as in the butter that you put on your bread either. But while I've been away and living life, I realised I need to bring more of our culture to you. So yeah, each week I'll try and find different things in our culture and chuck them in on the show with whatever I'm presenting. And I'll be bringing back through a native lens where I'm going to try and get my mob together, and you can hear all different things about what they got to say on all different topics and stuff like that. But my mob's really shy, I've got to tell you that. And I've been doing this show for a while, and they all know I've been doing it, but it's only now they're starting to put their little ear up and going, you know what, that sounds interesting, I might join you. So fingers crossed so I can get them on to through a native lens, and we'll have some interesting stuff coming up. So,
I would have a really good interest in hearing like some authentic food recipes.
Oh, Polly! You know what? A beautiful auntie that I know showed me how to make what they're called mission pies. You'll bloody love them. So mission pies, it's not like your normal meat pie or whatever. It's actually the pastry is rolled out and you pinch it up and you fry it. And oh yeah, all right, I'll take you up on that, Polly. I wonder.
Yeah, you could do a whole show on just like food that's been forgotten.
I need to get that Arnie on because she's the best cook I've seen. Obviously, my Arnie. She kind of is, but you know. And what else? Oh, what'd she make the other day? Pumpkin soup. Like I've never had pumpkin soup before because it had all native herbs in it. Oh, that was heaven on a spoon. I'll tell you.
Because you know what? Most people, they probably think of like Australian food. They're like, oh yeah, throw shrimp on the barbie, right? Like that's it. Nobody knows anything about, at least I've never talked to anybody in North America that knows anything about native Australian food. I couldn't name one dish.
Kangaroo.
I'll bring the pavlova for dessert.
There you go. She got it. She hit the nail on the head. Next to damper and a cup of tea, that's the next best dessert.
I mean, it's either a well-kept secret because it doesn't taste very good, like Scottish food, or or it's actually really nutritious and builds bones and muscles and teeth. And
actually, if I can get that Arnie, I know a little bit of an interview. Oh, you'd love to meet her, Polly. You would have a big yarn about food. I'll ask her if I can interview her and about food, and she can tell us a bit about her cooking. And
that would be sweet.
She also knows native medicines and practices too, which is why I love her, because I do that as well. But yeah, everyone knows different stuff, so it's all good when we get together and share things. So,
yeah, it would be interesting to see if there's any similarities between the herbal aspects of medicine where you are and then how they relate to ancient people here.
So
see if they're the same.
Fair. I'm ancient.
We're all getting ancient. I got to tell you something really funny. So I went to an elders gathering yesterday thinking, wow, I'm going to get to meet some really cool elders that I haven't met before. And when I got there, it's people I've known for like 20 years and we're all old.
And so everybody goes around saying, "Oh, you look great."
Yeah, exactly. It was the funniest thing ever.
Oh, you haven't aged a day.
Because I come along with you. Actually, while we're on native food and that, talking about
Or is that you haven't aged today?
That's it. Yeah. And we should look at age differently now, because traditionally in many mobs, people live for a really, really long time, right? Now in modern day world, you're lucky to live to 80.
Yeah, you start off looking at age from the backwards to the front, and then by the time you get to the middle, you start looking at it from the middle to the back.
And you know what else I noticed about getting old? I'm trying to find this article on the Buddha oil. Getting old. So when you were young, and I got messy hair today, when you were young and you had messy hair, you still looked all right. But when you're old and you got messy hair, you look crazy. You look like a crazy old person.
Well, what can I say? Crazy old person.
Yeah, we're all crazy old people. All right, where's this article? Come on. I found it before. I was doing really well. I jumped online and then I realised, well, I haven't done this for a while. I hope I remember because I had trouble before, remember? All right, what are we looking for? We need an article on...
I remember a day when you would see a photograph of somebody that had a lot of wrinkles in their face and you would say that face has character. You wouldn't say anything about age.
True.
You would say that's just got a lot of character. Look, that person's lived through a lot. You can see it in his face. It's all wrinkles and yeah, it's character. Now we just say, oh, look at that old fart.
Yeah, you're right there, Polly. What, did we have more respect in the old time?
I think maybe.
You know, hang on.
I think we did.
Well, if you can read a palm, like palm reading is reading the wrinkles, literally the wrinkles in the palm of your hand, then wouldn't the wrinkles on your face be able to tell you some sort of similar information?
Yeah, they tell a whole story of that.
Of course, yeah.
Oh, hang on, I just got to put me on air sign on so people don't come in.
Buddhist has a fancy sign that says, I'm working.
On air and it's not working. Welcome back, everyone. All right, where's this article? Oh, my. Oh, thank you, my darling. Look what my beautiful man just gave me. It's Mother's Day tomorrow. And happy Mother's Day tomorrow.
Oh,
mothers.
That's right. You're a day ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
it's not tomorrow for us, Luna. Oh, look at those.
Yeah, they are. They're pretty, eh?
Those are lovely. Are they daisies?
I know
they look like daisies.
Oh. All right. Where's this article? You know what? I can't find it now. Typical.
Yeah, quit getting distracted with Mother's Day.
Oh, how could it disappear? Hey, things like that have been happening to me lately. I lost my front door keys before I went away to the Olympics last week. And I didn't worry because I wasn't at home. I didn't need them, right? And I knew they were in the house and I thought, oh, I'll find them when I get home. So I come home a week later, I still couldn't find them. I had to go out. I'm like, where's my front door keys? I don't know. I'll get in another way. So I went to go out yesterday morning and I looked in one of my bags because you know how you change bags for the appropriate thing. And it was in one of my small bags. And I looked in there, it was an empty bag, and I looked in it 3 times when I was looking for my keys, and guess what was in there? My keys. So I asked everyone, did you find my keys and put them in there? And they went, no. So funny, weird things are happening. Everything's escalated on that side of the fence. People are losing, missing things. I've watched this happen around other people, so keep an eye out on your stuff. And let me know.
Oh, that's happened to me before.
Any weird stuff's happening, let me know. All right. Oh, we got some good stuff for you next week.
The Mercury retrograde, I think, is supposed to stop this weekend. So that might help.
All right.
Apparently. People always blame technological things on Mercury retrogrades.
No, I can't blame it on Mercury. It's just me.
I've never seen Mercury.
I have.
Pictures of Mercury.
I found a broken thermometer and it had mercury in it.
Oh, that's the only time I've ever seen it too, actually. Yeah, a broken thermometer. And I
Yeah.
remember being scared because my dad was like, "Don't come around here." It's like
Ah.
radioactive. He was picking it up with 2 pieces of cardboard. Don't walk around here. For ages, I would not step on that part of the floor where the thermometer broke.
I can't find that article, man. I actually had it all lined up and it's disappeared. Okay, I'll find it later on our break or something.
You need to move to Rumble, Luna.
I need help to move.
Just call 2 guys in a van. They'll help you move.
All
from
right.
YouTube. Hey, we might have just discovered a new business here. Moving people's YouTube channels over to Rumble.
If it comes with a little yellow van.
Yeah. Are you tired of getting banned?
Are you tired of that? Are you tired of being banned?
Yeah.
Is YouTube law not effective? Well, call 2 guys moving company.
Two guys in a Rumble.
We'll move you. We'll move your platform.
All right. And I did have some slides of cotton and linen for the show, but then I got up this morning and realised, hang on, I actually forgot to put the slides together. I took them, but I didn't put them together because I can't find them now either. Somebody's taken things off my computer. Anyway.
You got a gremlin on your computer.
Yeah. We're going to start with natural fibres.
Hey, what year did Gremlins come out?
When we were kids.
1984.
Okay. We have to wait a couple shows to get into that one then, Jules.
All right. Natural fibres versus synthetic fibres. We have things like cotton, linen, which is made from flax, and we're going to look into that. I had slides on that, but we can just look into it. Silk, wool, cashmere, hemp. We're going to look into that too. And jute. But jute's usually only made for tying things up and really coarse stuff because it's very
I heard that jute was actually just hemp.
Oh, I have a specimen.
Because Dundee, where my family's from in Scotland, is known for the jute factories. And they make this jute twine. It's good for gardening. It's good for all kinds. It's really strong, but it's made from plant fibers. And they always use hemp. Yeah, that's it.
Actually, I use this to make dilly bags sometimes because I'm trying to get the closest to the natural material that we use.
I'll bet you that's enough to, if you walked from your place, tie the end to there, and then walk to my place. I'll bet you that's enough.
I know, but I've got a couple more other ones down here if I need it.
Then we can prove the earth is flat.
All right. So then we got, where are we? Then we have this. Okay, so this is coloured hemp. All right, see the thickness and it's smooth.
I like that.
Still has the same kind of bendy stuff. I should have full screen for this, but I wasn't going to talk about fibre, right? But now I'm here. Yeah, it's still kind of bendy like the jute, but it's actually really nice. You can actually feel it.
What do they use to dye that?
What, the hemp? I don't know.
Yeah, like what makes it yellow?
I know I've got hundreds of colours here, Polly. Synthetic dyes, I'd say, which we will look into because when you take a natural fibre and put synthetic dye on it, it actually has a bit of poison in it now. We all know that traditional ways they made dyes out of food and plants and stuff like that, all different things, natural dyes.
Yeah, but I thought the reason why they dyed things a certain color, it wasn't because it was a desirable color, like for decoration. The color served a purpose. Yeah,
in some things they do, even today. You got that special blue color and that special red that they wear.
Well, you think about how many plants actually produce like a blue or a purple. It's not that many. So that was a really if you could dye something blue using plants,
I did.
You must have had access.
Oh, 2 seconds.
Some kind of...
Hey, I planned a show to go one way and it turns out different. I actually did a test with some pea flower tea, which is blue, on a piece of hemp and a piece of jute to see what the colour come out. I'll just go and grab it. It is beautiful.
Bet you it works.
I better not do that. I don't want to get. I forgot.
You might get a copyright.
I'm sorry if you get a copyright. I'm so sorry. I forgot where I was.
If you get copywritten for that, then that's it. Like, I'm sorry. Alex Trebek is dead, okay? So is Jeopardy.
So there's the two
I lost
testers.
on Jeopardy.
There's the two testers I did with the
Nice.
rainbow dye. Yeah, they come out a beautiful colour, eh?
But wait, okay, the darker one is what?
That's the jute, and this
Okay.
is the hemp. Yeah. So the fat one is the jute, and the skinny one is the hemp.
So what's the difference? What's the jute made out of then? If it's not hemp, I always thought it was hemp.
Oh, I'm not sure. I didn't look that up. Sorry, Polly. I did look up.
I'm pretty sure jute and hemp are I'm pretty sure they're the same thing.
They're not. They're not. Not that I know of. Is there a smart person out there that knows this? No, I don't think they are, Polly. All right, we got.
It says there's a jute plant. Apparently, there's a jute plant. There you go.
Yeah, there's a jute plant there. So what do we got
it's the
here?
bark of a white jute plant.
I'll just read this out. Man, it's everywhere. All right, so linen, hemp carry no static charge, meaning it's literally grounding to wear. Linen is strong, but hemp is stronger. Hemp is the most durable of natural fibres, 3.3 times more durable than cotton. The extended life of hemp means that if anyone wore it, we could trace by 1/3 the resources needed to clothe the planet. Oh, hear that, people? Let's get going. Linen is UV resistant. Hemp is UV resistant. Linen is bacterial and mold resistant, and so is hemp. So there's some interesting facts for you.
You can also make concrete out of hemp.
I'll even throw it up on. Look, I'm going to throw it up there. Hang on, how do I do that?
There's also somebody who's made an entire working plane out of hemp. Like even the engine parts are made of hemp.
See, there it is. I'm not BSing you. I actually do research. I'm a good finder. All right, so what do we got here? Pros and cons of hemp and linen. So green, it's carbon negative, strongest natural fibre, pesticide-free, fast-growing, enriches the soil, and it is grown in, which is really important. And it's used for thousands of years. What's wrong with us, people?
It's also one of the, even in a short growing season, like what we have in Canada, you can grow it 3 times in one growing season.
Oh, yeah.
Like you can't do that with corn. You can't do that with rice and like all those other staple crops. You grow them once a year and that's it. With hemp, you can grow it like 3 to 4 times a year.
Wow.
It grows that. It's a weed.
Yeah.
Like it grows that good.
Speaking of,
I hear a lot of weeds are food and people just walk over them and pass them. One of them got antiseptic and everything. People just walk over. I've got a little list of the frequencies that the material gives off. I'm just looking for it.
Pretty soon we won't even be able to say PPP on YouTube. We'll have to say upside down B, upside down B, upside down B.
I just got what you were saying. Oh, here, this is a really juicy article here. We're going to have a read. All right, I'm going to bore you and read this stuff out. Not all of it, but just parts of it. Because it's, this is the juice of what I was looking for. Oh, there it is. Can you see it though? How do I make it bigger for you? Hang on. You can't see it. I'm going to have to make the screen really big and I won't be able to see you. So just one moment. then it's not going to work because there's no bigger. So what we're going to do, I'm going to take it off and I'll read it to you. How come I can't see it? All right, we'll give you something else to look at. Hang on. All right, so where's my thing? All right, I'll read things out to you. Make it bigger. How do I make that bigger? I know how to make it bigger. Oh, sorry for being a terrible computer host here. All right.
It's all good. You've been so busy. You've been away from the computer.
I have. I know what I'm going to do. I have to make this full screen. I've been busy living. That's what I've been busy doing, everybody. Busy living. All right. This is not good. I was waiting to run into a technical problem because it's not a Gday. It's Saturday without me running into technical problems. All right. We're going to find another way. I'll read it out to you. You'll still be able to see me. Go full screen. We'll pop up a tab. Let's hope I can find the same article, and I'll read it out because I'm getting older and small things are getting harder to see. So what have you fellas been doing while I'm finding this?
Same old, same old.
Polly has a radio show. He's on radio. Tell us about that, Polly, while we're waiting for my technology.
So there's a independent broadcast network that I believe Jimmy Jeans and Chris, people that know from Discord know who Chris is. I think they started their own network. Basically, it reminds me a lot of when I first found TFR, and yeah, Jimmy just said, "Hey, just do a show," and originally, I'm pretty sure he wanted me to do something about like plants and food and recipes and that kind of stuff. Maybe that'll come later, but the easiest thing for me to do right off the bat, if someone's going to ask me to do a show, is I'm just going to play the music that I like, because I like a lot of psychedelic music. And it's every weekend, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern time, Saturday and Sunday. And it is the most ridiculous amount of fun that I've had in a really long time. Since playing in a band, pretty much. It's that amount of fun. It's just like every Monday I get tons of new music sent to me, and I just love going through it so I can pick out what songs I want to play on the weekend. And sometimes, stuff will happen, or I'll come across an article and I'll talk about it, but for now it's mostly music. And Jules is coming on this Sunday, actually, to do the second installment of our 80s Oracle series. We're going in. Yeah, it's 1981 on Sunday, folks. So if you're around on Sunday, and I know it's Mother's Day, we'll pay a tribute to Mother's Day as well, I promise. But we're going to get into 1981. There's some good songs and a lot of good trivia, and I don't want to call it woo, but Jules has this way of like intertwining stuff from the 80s that I think people are just really going to enjoy. So tune in for that. That'll be fun. I can't wait.
Yep, so
it'll be totally rad.
I've already got way too much music. It's you can't even do it in 2 hours.
Cool. All right, I found the article. We're going to start off our piece out of the Bible. Oh, come on, computer. It's angry at me because I haven't been talking to it. Anyway, all right, so I found, I'm just going to read. Biblical references to linen. The description of the tabernacle, which formed the central point of worship for the tribes of Israel. The historical record tells us that the curtains were of fine linen. The use of linen was to have the holy garments for the priest of the nations for glory and for beauty. And it's got Exodus and all that, but I'm not reading that. On Yom Kippur, the high priest alone entered the Holy of Holies to make atonement for his head, was it? Atonement for his house and for the people. On that occasion, he wore white linen garments. Aaron, the high priest, entered the holy place. He put on a holy linen coat and girdle, and upon his head was a linen cap. This showed the unique place held by linen in the history of ancient times, and the reverence accorded it is further demonstrated in the New Testament, which stages that when the revelation of things to come was something, I can't pronounce that word, to John, the 7 angels who held in their hand the past and future of mankind were clothed in pure white linen. And a final quotation from the same book of Revelations action informs us that the garments of those chosen for eternal life and happiness will be of fine linen. The use of linen for priestly vestments was not confined to the ancient Israelites. During the birth of the Messiah, we know that linen was a common fabric used by the people and the temple because of its purity. Okay, so that's just a little bit there about history of linen that's been written down for those that
I actually have to ask a question here because I don't know. Why is something called linen? What does that mean?
I don't know.
What is linen made of? Because
linen's made of flax.
I have a linen closet.
That's a
linen.
closet to put the linen in, yeah, and you're supposed to. I did have pictures on how they made flax.
Is it cotton? Is it?
No, it's a plant.
So linen's its own plant?
Yeah. All right. Hang on. I'll try and pull up some pictures here because I just mucked up my whole computer. What did I do?
See, I thought linen was like a form of cotton or something like that.
It is kind of. So what I've learned is that
this sounds like it's a topic that was missed on one of our roundtable discussions.
Yeah.
I mean, because linen, it's such a diverse word because you have linen, the fabric, then you have linen that's collectively referred to bedding, sheets. And then you have the linen closet that store those sheets. But what exactly is linen? Is it a composite of?
Well, I don't know, but in the chat, Dawn says that it has something to do with the thread count.
Yeah, and it's woven. One's woven, I think it's woven left to right, and wool's woven right to left. And you can't put them together because they cancel each other out. You can wear wool and you can wear linen. They've got a high frequency, which I'll tell you. I've got a list of the frequency.
So either way, I guess we can assume that if you have linen, you're in a state of like a higher class of wealth, or at least technology, because you have the means to make linen out of, whatever resources they make linen out of.
Yeah. So it goes on about its physical properties, which we said it's antibacterial, it's UV protective. They use linen for sick people. The sheets help make them better. Dressings, because it help heal you quicker. So the tribal side to this is that we had our own plants that did similar things because we didn't have clothes like you fellows did. But the stuff that we did wear and use was doing the same thing. It was on a high frequency and it was healing. Silica present in the flax fiber protects linen against rotting.
Well, you didn't need a lot of clothes down there. It's so bloody hot.
Oh, we do have cold areas. And then we wore furs and leathers. I love my furs and leathers. All right. Hang on. I don't think I'm going to get used to this till the next show. I've got to get back into the stuff. All right. Where's my frequency list?
Remind me to tell you about the leather.
Yeah,
Remind me to tell you about the leather.
Polyester. Oh, polyester.
I didn't have anything to do with it.
That's not your sister, is it? Polyester.
That's my sister.
No offense if you do really have a sister.
Yeah, her name's Esther.
All right. Let's do
One day I'll introduce you to her. She'll be on the show.
Hang on, Esther. This is a big one.
Okay.
For those of you who watch Sanford and Son.
So I found the frequency list. Linen made from flax, which is a plant, which I had pictures of for you if I can find them. So they grow the plant, and then they run it over like those steel brushes, it's like a bed of nails virtually, and they run it over and they whack it down and pull it, and it leaves them these beautiful little strands, and then they weave those strands together to make material. So linen made from flax is 5,000 megahertz. Wool is 5,000 megahertz in vibration. Now remember them. Organic cotton.
It seems a random even number. 5,000 exactly?
Yeah, hang on, I can share this tab. You'll be able to see it. One moment while I fix the technical difficulties. Where are we? Share this tab. Add to stream. Here we are. Now click back so I can control it for you. Here we are. Oh, you don't want to see that bit. Okay, so see here, we'll go through it. Sleeping in linen helps a person fall asleep faster and deeper. Improves your mood, rapid healing from surgeries and healing, which is why hospitals have used linen sheets in the past. Resistance to fungus and bacteria. Barrier to some diseases, regulates body temperature, warm, cold when hot, and cools down when you're warm. So fabric, like everything else, has frequency. Over the years, quality fabrics clothing on store racks is, sorry to say, cheap. Clingy, and wearing it makes you feel and look frumpy. Yeah, I put a jumper on the other day and I felt sick. I took the jumper off and I felt better. And I read it was made of synthetic stuff, and I'm really electrical anyway, and it was making me feel sick. I had to take it off. Notice that. Maybe if you feel sick and you're wearing something synthetic, take it off and wait a minute to see if you really are sick or it's just what you're wearing.
I'm stuck on the word frumpy.
Frumpy. Frumpy and bumpy. Frumpy and bumpy. All right. We are electrical beings, which we know, and every cell in our body is a battery. Whether we realize it or not, the vibrational frequency of fabric impacts us through touch. This can change our energetic and functional state. See, over here...
I can prove that.
Yeah, well, over here, all the workers wear them synthetic shirts.
Well, I'll tell you this. Where I work, and I don't know if it's because I don't use like bounce fabric softener sheets in your dryer. It's supposed to take away the static electricity or whatever. But when I'm doing my job, I'm getting static electricity shocks like every 2 to 3 minutes, unless I'm like, I figured out how to avoid it now. But I'm asking people next to me, are you guys getting static electricity like shocks? And they're like, no, I don't. I'm like, what? How come I'm the only one that's getting? They're literally like shocks will go through my clothing into my skin.
Wow.
While I'm doing that. So
how come I'm the only one
about the fabric? No, because what you said about the fabric being like something to do with like the polarization of it or like the charge of it. Yep. Like the linen was like a certain chart. I'm wondering like if that has anything to do with it. Like just getting shocked all the time.
Our shoes. Also our shoes. I know we're doing material today, but
I feel like that guy in Ghostbusters when he keeps getting shocked even though he's getting the answer right.
So here it is. So wool and linen, these should be worn separately. Wool energy flows from left to right. Like I said, it was the other way around. Whereas the frequency of linen flows from right to left. Mixing these two together will cancel out the healing effects to zero. So what you want to do is, if you want to wear linen and something else, you wear cotton or something. If you want to wear wool, wear something else, wear cotton or another fibre. There's other fibres that are good. They're not as high. These are the highest fibres, vibrational fibres. Where are we? Well, don't they look warm? We're going into winter. I think you could tell I'm wearing my feathers. There is another super fabric that is around the corner to be introduced. Hemp clothing again. See, hemp's got a high vibration. So here we have organic cotton is 70 to 110 megahertz. Non-organic cotton, bleached and dyed, 40 to 70. Wow, that's low. 40 to 70 megahertz. You can die. If you wear really low vibrational stuff all the time, it'll make you sick and you'll die. That's what this is saying. Well, that's what it will lead to, I should say. There are different articles showing cotton can have much higher signature frequency, even up to 400 megahertz. That's better.
What I want to know is if there's a correlation between the megahertz of the materials that are supposed to be beneficial. If you take all of the numbers in that number of the megahertz and add them up, if they equal 3, 6, or 9.
I don't know. You can do that, Polly.
Because I'll bet you they do.
So here we have low energy fabrics. Rayon. I didn't know rayon was a low energy. I thought it was one of the nice ones. But polyester, we know. So rayon has up to 15. Polyester only goes to 10. Spandex, lycra, and elastin made from polyurethane synthetics is 15. Nylon, gee, there's a lot of synthetic material. Nylon synthetic polymers, 15. Silk is 15. I thought that would have been higher because it's made from worms.
Well, I mean, it is, but it's probably lower because they're made from deceased.
I would also argue that spandex is maybe not an advance in materials because a lot of the wrong people are wearing spandex.
All right. How come I'm the only one on screen?
And where does corduroy fit into this?
Oh, isn't that cotton? Fluffy cotton?
That I think corduroy is responsible for at least 50% of spontaneous combustion.
I agree with you.
I used to wear corduroy when I was a kid.
You're lucky not to get hit by lightning.
Being overweight and wearing corduroy, I mean,
yeah, you get that.
So it is what it is. It's probably the only article of clothing that should come with a warning: wear at your own risk, or at least buy a portable fire extinguisher, because you're gonna be smoking at them.
So what have we got? A sickly, nearly dead individual's frequency is about 15. So there are a human's frequency on the going back to spirit world is 15. And if you're wearing synthetic,
well, I'll just point this out. 1 + 5 = 6. 3, 6, or 9. I said that.
Yeah.
There you go.
So if you're wearing all this synthetic stuff and you're not well, your vibrational hertz frequency is going down and you'll die at 15.
Unless you eat like peaches or something that vibrate at a higher
Yeah.
frequency.
And the grand scheme of this, I think the nudists have it right. They wear nothing.
Just take that variable right out of the equation. We'll just roll around in the sand. I'd rather wear clothes, to be honest. I hate sand. Never mind.
People say that doesn't really matter. All right, so I'm not going to read that next because I don't want to call waves, because we know what the go is, people. We're not silly. We know what's making us sick. Non-healing fabrics are destructive. Wearing them constantly reduces the immune system and the cells inside the body, where cell communication ceases. And this is the first time for me to read all this. I just went around gathering the articles going, this looks good, and I like to read them with you, so I'm just as surprised. but we already knew. And it's really hard to escape, eh? Like, I was looking at the shops and the fabrics of things. It's really hard to hunt down just plain cotton, just plain linen. Try to find leather shoes. You got to go to a specific place to get them. They're not just everywhere. So what do we got here? Hemp. Hemp's really high. Yeah, I reckon if we move into hemp, that'll solve a lot of problems.
I agree, 110%.
They solve a really, really lot of problems, and
it's a catch crop.
Yeah.
There's people in Ontario, indoor growers. They used to grow things like green peppers and tomatoes. Like,
that's right.
There's a pretty big indoor growing industry in at least around where I live, and they switched from growing peppers and tomatoes to growing cannabis or hemp because, well, some of them hemp, some of them cannabis, just because they could turn the same amount of land over 3 times in a year instead of once.
Yep.
And it nourishes the ground. It doesn't take from the ground. It actually gives back.
Well, yeah, and actually they've used hemp to actually filter the ground as well.
Yeah. And like, what else?
Radiation out of the ground.
Yeah. I mean, we could talk forever about plants and that quality.
So are you saying we save the world by planting mobile hemp crops? We'll just fix the soil up. And over time, we'll heal the world.
That's one part that would help. Yeah, I don't think that's not far out of the realm of possibility for me. That'd be one thing that would help tremendously, is if we started building materials out of stuff that's biodegradable. Well, and hempcrete is stronger than concrete. It's breathable. Yeah. It's like the stuff they used to build, like the old, clay and straw, adobe, whatever they called it. The stuff's weatherproof. It breathes. It keeps your house warm. It keeps your house cool. It does everything. And we just continue to use drywall and wood and metal.
Of course, because they've got to make money off of us. That's our existence here, is so they could bleed us dry and tax us and charge us. They can't turn a profit if it's made from natural fibers.
Well, I'm just saying that before we had the Industrial Revolution, our homes were made of natural fibers, and so were our clothes, and so was everything else. And it can be that way again. With the technology that we have, we can make it even better.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm still looking through my papers. When you do things, if they were real papers and not little pages on the computer, I'll just throw them up in the air right now.
Yeah.
It's all good, but we got some old friends in chat and some new friends in chat.
Yeah, let's check that out for a minute.
Here. Dawn's here, Joe and Connie, and anybody lurking that I might have missed. Hello.
And I saw, what's his name? Sorry. Joe Dirt is a fella that I've seen before. Hi, Dawn. Hi. G'day, everyone. Thanks for coming. Hope you're enjoying this stuff when I get the right papers that I'm supposed to pull up.
BLB's in there as well. And so is Brenda Mitchell.
Yep. G'day.
I can only... I want to chat in YouTube, but I have to remind myself that I have my phone open for that. It's weird that I can't chat in through StreamYard. I have to have 2 devices open, but it is.
I don't know why that is. Probably because I don't actually pay for it.
You got to have more than one monitor. It's the only way to do it.
Well, I've tried, and when I split my screen and I have YouTube open to chat, there's always background noise, and
you gotta mute. You have to mute.
I am muted, and everybody yells at me. So it's I'll just not even open it.
Well,
if we made computers out of hemp, this wouldn't be happening.
That's funny. All
It
right.
has 4
So-
times the conducting power of gold.
So there's your sister again. She's number 1 on the list, Polly. Polyester, and you know what? She's the worst you can buy.
Yeah, she's
You
known
know,
for that.
interesting tidbit about polyester that was like, what? When I came
Are we
across
still
this
talking about my
information.
sister?
Yeah, I'm talking about your sister.
She's a
For a
fabric.
second.
She's a
Oh.
fabric slut. Okay.
Yeah. Well, she gained popularity in the 50s. Back when Disneyland opened in the 50s, one of the main sponsors was Monsanto. And Monsanto at the time sponsored this exhibit that was just like 4,000 mystery chemicals that they made. And one of those fabrics that they made from their mixture of chemicals was polyester.
Well, if any of my 4 younger sisters happen to be listening to this in the future, they know that I'm just kidding, I hope.
Yeah, we're just kidding, loves. So we don't mean it. It's just funny. We're just playing out on Polly. And I'm sure you.
Dang, I thought Polly had a sister named Esther. I didn't realize he had a sister named Polly and Esther.
Yeah.
Do you have a twin sister named Polly?
Oh, hang on, he's got another sister named Polymer.
Yeah. No, that's Granddad. Granddad Polymer.
Oh, okay, so it says here.
And then there's polyurethane. We don't like to talk about her.
Well, is that your auntie? She sounds serious.
Yeah, she's the crazy one.
Oh, cough it up. So polyester is the worst fabric you can buy. It is made from synthetic polymers.
Told you.
Made from esters. Esters of dihydric alcohol. I didn't know that your sister was an alcoholic.
That makes sense.
We're just having fun.
You know what's funny is none of the 4 of them will know which one we're talking about.
Oh dear. So we got acrylic fabric and polycrylon. You know, they're harder to say than our traditional words. Do you want to
practice?
You get 5 points if you can say that word.
What word?
Polycrylonitrile.
Oh, polycrylonite. Polycrylonitriles?
Polycrylonitriles.
Welcome to your English lesson.
Polynitrotries. Yeah.
Can I find
you know
a friend on
you know
this
what's
one?
a better word for it? Carcinogen.
Would you like to use a lifeline?
Yes, please.
I would like to remove poly from that word, actually.
Crylontrals. Okay, it may cause cancer according to the EPA. That's not me, that's them.
What does that mean? They're guessing it causes cancer, or it causes cancer? It may cause cancer?
Like I may live for a really long time.
Fine then, I may cause cancer.
So rayon is recycled wood pulp that must be treated with chemicals like caustic soda, ammonia, acetone, and sulfuric acid to survive regular washing. And all I keep saying is all that washing into the water and going into the earth. Now, wow, look what we've done.
That sounds like they're just putting bark in a big, huge bowl, adding Coca-Cola, Sprite, Dr. Pepper, and a ginger ale.
And don't forget the sparkling water.
Yeah, exactly. That's what activates it.
Acetate.
Yeah, rayon. Okay, that's why it looks so good on people too. Have you ever said to anybody that's wearing a lot of rayon, "Oh my God, what are you wearing? That looks amazing." Never.
Acetate.
But a denim jacket looks You know, to me, a denim jacket still looks good on people.
Yeah, that's just cotton, but
It's
it's
just-
dyed cotton. Yeah.
Just denim.
Nylon is made from petroleum. I knew that petrol.
And
is
you know what? A fur coat
finished.
looks good on people too, I think.
Yeah, I
'Cause-
like.
Yeah.
Hey, look, and I'm a vegetarian, and I got nothing against wearing skins of an animal to keep warm.
They are the most efficient material
Someone
that
else
we've
has ate
made.
it. Yeah, I was hoping Donnie would pop in and give us a yarn on the vibration and that on animal skins. I can do that, but I was
Well, no,
hoping.
it's a good angle too, because like if you're talking about materials, the first material that we utilized was probably animal skins, and I don't think we've come up with anything better than that.
Look at these
Yeah.
beauties. Yeah, I want to get some more of these. I'm going to make myself some clothes.
I mean, animal skins don't give you cancer, is what I'm saying.
No, that's right. According to the studies, we're looking at it right now.
Right.
I actually couldn't find anything that says that, like in documents. We know that, but I couldn't find any documents, and I ran out of looking time. But we know that the vibration, like leather shoes with a leather sole, is way better than rubber and plastic shoes.
Because you're not, well, yeah. And people tell us that, well, if you wear rubber, you're grounded, so you can't get electrocuted. But that it's actually the opposite. You're not being grounded because you're wearing rubber.
If you touch someone, you can electrocute them instead.
Oh man, maybe that's why I need to wear leather shoes to work. Maybe that's why I'm getting electrocuted all the time.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about your shoes, what kind of shoes you wore at work. Because, yeah, if you're in highly electrical areas, you need rubber shoes, but it's going to go through you, and when you touch something, it's going to come out or touch someone, you'll zap them. It's still running around, and it's got to come out somewhere, right?
Yeah, totally.
All right, so what have we got here? Anything static resistant, stain resistant, permanent press, wrinkle free, stain proof, or moth repellent. Many of the stain resistant and wrinkle free fabrics are treated with perfluorinated chemicals.
Yep.
PFCs, like Teflon.
And you just described all the benefits of having a natural fur, skin, hide, from an animal. They already have that built in.
Yes, they do. If it's tanned right, yeah. And tanning doesn't have to be chemical tanning. There's like half a dozen ways you can do natural tanning.
Yeah.
I think we were talking about it the other day, weren't we, Polly?
Yeah, there's I didn't know this. There's ways of tanning where you literally according to Scottish history, they threw like sheep's hides and like elk hides, all that kind of stuff, into these bogs. And because the bog had some kind of pH in the water, it would aid in the tanning of the material to make it more pliable, make it antibacterial, harden it it did all these kinds of things. And I'm thinking, how the hell did they know how to just chuck this piece of dead animal into a bog, into what would look like literally a stinky pond with algae growing on top of it and all this? They just threw the dead animal skin in there because they knew that was a way to preserve it. It was almost like it was being pickled. So yeah, I mean, all these man-made materials that they've gone through, it seems like so much trouble to make a material that does something that another material can't do. And in the end, they just end up creating more, for one, it costs more money to make these things. And for two, you end up with these side effects like may cause cancer. If we just, seriously, I hate to say this to all the vegetarians out there, but if we just had enough animals to make enough clothes and we all ate the meat and used the bones and did use the entire animal, then we probably wouldn't have these fabric problems.
And when I was growing up, Polly, as you know, I don't eat meat now. So I eat kangaroo and stuff. I'll eat native food. But when I was growing up, we only had a baked chicken on Sundays. Like, we didn't eat meat, as much meat as we eat now. You can have a baked chicken any day of the week now. When I was growing up, it was the Sunday thing. We got a chicken, or a roast. whatever. And yeah, now everyone eats it on a regular basis. And if we went back a little bit to respecting food and having that roast on the weekend or whatever, and actually respecting it and sharing it with our loved ones and our friends, life would be so much better. We're so far away, man.
Yeah, we used to have this thing in the UK. They have a Sunday dinner, but I imagine that back in the day, like what at the same time that you're talking about, they would make the Sunday dinner, and then the leftovers would be the meals for the rest of the week.
Yes.
And it would be like it would be like, even if the family had nothing to talk about, at least it would be a common food. You could talk about that if you had nothing else to talk about.
Yep.
And it was getting together. Like, it was about, like, okay, everybody's doing their own thing, doing their own job, and supporting the family and the homestead or whatever. And then that time at the dinner table was when you get to like communicate with everybody and try to like solve problems and fix stuff and share good food and like help each other. And and that's gone now. Now you just go to a drive-through.
Yeah, you don't even have leftovers and they chuck them out.
Yeah, exactly. Your leftovers are garbage now. Now people are like, oh my God, I'm not eating leftovers. Are you crazy?
No,
you could get sick.
Could you imagine our Sunday dinner if we all lived in the same town and could congregate every Sunday?
Polly's cooking.
I will, and I'll prove to you that you can leave something on the stove, not in the fridge, for more than 3 days and just keep reheating it, and you can eat it and not get sick.
Well, we used to do that, leave it on the fire like in Europe.
Well, exactly. Like, what did we do before we had our fridge?
We'd chuck a kangaroo on the fire, and it'd be there for ages. It'd do your lunch, your breakfast, and your dinner, like, and what was left until you had to go hunting again. And then you'd have smaller animals as well.
And it's so bizarre because they tell us that like all these people back in the age when they were using natural materials for fabrics and eating natural food, that they lived so much less than we do now. I think that's horseshit.
The first show I'll do on looking through a native lens, I'll get my brother on. We were talking about this the other day, and he'll tell you about documents they wrote about our mob when they first come here, how healthy we were. We were the most healthiest people they ever saw in all of the world at that time. Now look at us. Now we got a list of illnesses that come along with your ID.
Yep.
A lot of those illnesses are also coming along with the way that we're preparing those foods, the microwave.
I've had this up on the screen. I just really actually looked at what I had up on the screen. I hope I don't get into trouble, but it's the truth. It says, how many people get things dry clean, especially if you're working. I know people that wear suits and all that, nice clothes for work. They get them dry clean. And it says here, dry cleaning. It said dry cleaning, didn't it? Yeah, it did. Another point to keep in mind is the toxicity chemicals used in dry cleaning. During the dry cleaning process, garments are doused with a toxic chemical. I'm not going to read it. You can. For short purse. Yeah, it costs you money too. So breathing purse for short periods of time can adversely affect the human nervous system. Breathing that toxin in over long periods of time can cause liver and kidney damage in humans. Workers exposed repeatedly to large amounts of purse in air can also experience memory loss and confusion. I hope they got covered for that in their work job.
Actually, this is reminding me of something that my mother was talking about in the early 90s when she stopped using Bounce dryer sheets in her laundry because of something like this.
Right. So there you go, people. Watch out what you're doing.
So ever since then, I've never used dryer sheets, and maybe that's why I keep getting electrocuted. But it doesn't really.
You can get little balls that you can throw in the dryer to stop that.
Yeah, and it's all about like it's like oh, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like the opposites of like electromagnetics, like the static, like the negative, the positive. If it gets too close together, it just sparks like that. It's so it can equalize. Like whatever that is called, static electricity, I guess, for lack of a better description. It just builds up unless you have the right like polarity in your fabrics.
Yeah.
Which is where I think this fabric show is so cool, because it can like manipulate that. Like you could potentially wear the right fabric that would make you seem invisible to animals that are more sensitive to electromagnetic frequencies and stuff like that. It would be like a cloak.
Oh, well, I'll tell you a little story. When my kids were young, we went up the mountains. There's a place there where all the kangaroos, it's well known for kangaroos coming around. I've got a oversized leather jacket, black leather jacket, and I was wearing that, and I had it buttoned up, and I had my baby tucked in the front. So she was wrapped around me and tucked in the front, and her head was sticking out like I had a pouch, and I was covered in leather. This jacket comes right down to my knees, right? So I'm up there, and here's this little mob of kangaroos, and they got their babies. So I walked over there, and they didn't move, and the male's always there, like big boss checking out the safety. He saw me, he didn't flinch. So I got closer, and they're all eating. So I thought I'd sit down on the grass, and they're looking at my baby's head popping out of my jacket, and they're looking at me, and I'm covered in leather. They didn't care. I just sat there for ages. I pretended that I was eating grass too to make them feel more comfortable, and they just let me sit in the mob of babies and mums, and the dad one just sat there. He wasn't worried about me, and we had this beautiful moment, and I sat there for ages. Actually, it was a really good experience, and I never thought, Polly, that the fact that I was wearing leather and my baby was covered in the leather like a pouch as well, that the energy they were feeling off me was okay. They didn't see me as a threat.
Yeah, try pulling that with polyester.
Yeah, that's interesting stuff there.
I'm not going to live that one down now.
No, you're not. You're not, man. I'm sorry, Polly. I'm
gonna have to hire somebody to actually be polyester.
That's funny.
$1 million Halloween costume idea.
Anybody listening, I'm taking auditions for polyester.
Is this your new Broadway musical?
No, it's not new.
All right, so we're going to change up a little bit. I'm going to show you something funny. Oh, not funny and cute. Remember I said I had something funny and cute for you. And then when we come back, Polly's going to tell us about something about material.
Yeah, I got something good for you.
In my life, but it's when you think about it, why not? So, all right, I'm just get this set up. All right, hang on a minute. All right, I hope you enjoy this too. I'll share this tab instead. Here we go. I'm going to find it. Oh my. There it is. And it's ready to go. Oh, it's ready to go.
Duck-billed platypus.
Oh, duck-billed.
I'm a web-footed platypus.
Oh.
I'm a web-footed, funny-looking, fast-swimming, warm-blooded, pedal-jumping, bottom-feeding, burrow-digging platypus.
Got it. You're a platypus.
Well, I'm an egg-laying platypus. I'm a flat-tailed platypus.
You are.
I'm an egg-laying, flat-tailed, funny-looking, fast-swimming, warm-blooded, duck-billed, web-footed, burrow-digging platypus.
So you're a platypus. Got it. Okay.
Well, I'm a platypus. I'm a platypus. I'm a
The credits is the best part.
I hope you enjoyed that. That was just to freshen the air up.
That's hilarious. Hey, I thought they were poisonous.
No, they got 2 little spikes on their back legs that are poisonous. That's their only defense.
And they can kill you, can it?
It'll poison you.
Yeah, who's laughing now, platypus?
Yeah. Yeah, I thought I'd just chuck that in. Thought you'd like it.
All right, so, because speaking of materials, you want to hear something cool?
Yeah, let's listen. You got the floor, Polly.
Okay, they made apparently, this is allegedly, and this is from the BBC, so maybe they're just misdescribing it. But what I gather from this is that they have made leather out of mycelium. For those of you who don't know what mycelium is, think of it as the root system of mushrooms. Now, this isn't a new thing. They've made a material. You'll often see Paul Stamets wearing a hat. Looks like it's made of felt, and that's actually made from a mushroom as well. I think that's made from a fruiting body. They've made leather from mycelium before, but what's different about this one is when they normally make this leather using the mycelium, it kills the actual mycelium. So the mycelium is like dead after you've made the, and it's strong and it's resistant and it's like there's all kinds of benefits to this material. But that's not what I want to talk about. They figured out a way to not kill the mycelium. So what does that mean? Well, it means if you poke a hole in it, a couple days later, the hole will be gone. It'll fix itself because the mycelium's still alive.
Wow.
So they've made leather basically, it's more like a cross between, like if you were to make a material that was in between felt and leather, that's where this would be. At least that's what it looks like to me. You can poke holes in it. A couple days later, the hole's gone. And I'm thinking, wait until AI gets its hands on this. Because you could put that in airplane fuselages. You could put that in body armor. You could put that in all kinds of sporting equipment. You could put that in almost anything that, like, all kinds of material. If you could figure out how it worked, you would never have to buy another pair of socks. If you got a hole in it, it would just grow back.
Well, that would save money right there.
And it would, not only that, it would probably use your own sweat to feed how it grows back, like, or something maybe a little too gross, but you know what I'm saying? Like this is where technology should be going. Once we get AI tuned into, like, hey, if you figure out how Mother Nature works, then we're golden. Because now they can make material that repairs itself. Yeah. To me, that's astounding. And I believe they probably had materials like this before we discovered it. Perhaps. I'll throw that in there as just an extra piece.
They've kept so much from us.
I mean, you could probably even genetically design a human being, like Wolverine style.
They probably have.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. No doubt on that.
Have. What would his name be? Mushroom Man? That seems kind of lame.
No, mycelium. Mycelium. Oh, so here we got just something interesting. We're looking at frequency of food. So if you want to raise your frequency just by wearing nice cotton natural clothes or whatever you choose, you can also put food in your mouth, and that'll help raise your vibration. What I found interesting here are some frequencies of the human body. So normal human body frequency is 62 to 78 megahertz. Is that what it's? Yeah, megahertz. Human colds and flus start at 57 to 60. Diseases start at 58. Receptive to cancer is 42. We're getting lower, and death begins at 25. Now, if you remember the articles we showed you before about the vibration of linen and wool, they're 5,000.
Mm-hmm.
So you look at that, and they're 5,000. You wear them, and your normal body state is 62 to 78, and you're wearing a 5,000 hertz material. Imagine what that does for you, hey? Just imagine. And if you're sick and you put on a 5,000 hertz material, it's going to boost you up, make you feel better instantly. So
Yeah, my brain's going into all kinds of math questions right now that I think would, but I mean, if I could separate all the questions and then answer them one at a time, that would, yeah,
Yeah.
because there's some things to look into there. Just like the frequencies that you're naming, at least, well, while you were talking, I added 2 of them up, like the 63.78 or a couple of the ones added up to, like, if you do the reductionist math, the vortex math, they end up on 6. And then the one that disease starts at 58, well, if you vortex math that, it's 4. And 4 is usually associated, at least in some numerologies, 4 is associated with death, I think. I could be wrong there.
Okay.
I'm
That's
not real
interesting.
sure about that one. 4,
That's fascinating.
I know more of certain numbers that I see more often.
See these Azabum Kakadu plums from Australia? I'm going to leave him there. All right, so what have we got? Food. So we've just heard about the frequency of material, what our human body frequency is. Fresh food, fresh produce has up to 15 hertz. Dry herbs have 12 to 22. So that means it raises the hertz if they're dried, some herbs. Fresh herbs have 20 to 27. Wow. Essential oil frequencies start at 52 and go up to as high as 320. I promote essential oils, eucalyptus oil, lavender oil. That oil I was talking to you about, the Buddha oil, which I couldn't find the article for, they're all high frequency. So if you put clothing, food, and use essential oils and herbs and stuff, you're going to stay at a really good high frequency.
I'm wondering how they measure the frequency of stuff.
I'm not sure, Polly. I was looking at some other things that measured hertz, and then I got confused. And I think someone like you who's into music and all that and understands the mathematical side of it, you'd have better understanding of it than I would, and then you can tell me.
Yeah. Well, the fact that I'm asking should tell you that I have no clue.
Welcome to the show where we try to teach you something, but we know nothing.
I'm not that good. I mean, those numbers, like, I'm still stuck on all those numbers. Like, almost all of them add up to 6, except for the disease starts at 58. And so I'm still stuck on that because I'm going to find a reason for that somewhere, I guess. I don't know.
Well, for me, I don't see the technical side of numbers and that. I actually see the light that comes out of whatever it is. So good fruit and food. Oh, by the way, I've got oranges off my orange tree. And when you cut them in half, it looks like sunshine because I can see the vibration coming out of the orange when you cut it in half. And the light, it looks like sunshine to me, like a mini sun. In practical matters, what I'm seeing is the hertz frequency.
Yes.
That's what I'm seeing.
That's exactly, yeah. Everything that grows out of the ground or out of a plant is a 3D representation of some frequency.
So there you go. I see it. I don't understand the mathematical side written down, but I see it and feel it in my energy. Now, I had a little peek at this article, and I read what we just read, and it makes you feel good, especially those that wear natural fibers and eat good food and use herbal oils and stuff like that. Then I read this, the characters of high frequency people, and I actually sat there and went, hang on a minute. Now, don't believe this. Make your own mind up. And if you are one of these people, well, good on you. I'm really, really happy for you. We're still trying to get there. So listen to this. Characteristics of high frequency people. Magnetic and charming. Even in a room full of people, you can't help but feel drawn to them. Extremely attractive. That's where I got caught up on, right? They may or may not be conventionally beautiful.
I see everybody like this.
Yeah, I know. We have not. Happy and positive. You always find a smile on their face. Glowing and radiant, both inside and out. Loving, compassionate and kind. Impossible to ignore. But people ignore me, so that's not me. You can love them or hate them, but it's impossible to ignore them. Maybe that's it. Powerful when they speak. Other people listen to them attentively. Respected by everyone and respectful towards those. So if these are ringing a bell to you, good on you. You're on a high vibration.
The only thing was the last one. The last one, people. Yeah, I don't relate to the last one, but everything else.
Yeah, that's for me.
spot on.
Yeah, we'll get there. Hang on. Intelligent, emotional, intellectual, and spiritual. Evolve and constantly growing. Yeah, these are most of the people I know, by the way. I'm just having fun. Pleasant to be around, self-aware, creative, emotionally balanced, confident and self-loving, disciplined in their lifestyle. That's not me, and it's not a lot of people.
No.
So that might let you down, that one. Things like eating healthy, waking up on time, other healthy daily rituals come. Well, yeah, anyway. We'll rub that out, Holly.
I definitely am more than a people on that list.
You didn't say anything about escapism or.
All right. Signs of having a low frequency. I shouldn't really read this out because it might.
No, you should. No, you have to now.
All right, let's have some fun.
So we can make fun of it.
Look dull and vapid. Hey, that means anyone that vapes, is that right?
I'm old school. I don't vape. I'm old school. I get the native cigarettes.
I love it. I've actually had some of them sent over to me, Polly, and I really like them compared to the smokes we get here.
I would love to just grow my own tobacco. It's like a plant, and apparently I can't grow it because it's against the law.
Same here, but we got tobacco that just grows out of the ground and on its own.
I'm sure we do here too, but people just don't know what it looks like.
Looks like exactly. Shh, I'm not going to show you a picture either. All right, so we're not fit. The next ones aren't fit. They are unhealthy and might suffer from various illnesses. Follow an unhealthy lifestyle. Generally suffer from the victim mindset. These are people in a low frequency. I feel bad just reading it, Polly.
Yeah, it's reminding me a little bit of some things.
All right, so what I'm going to do
that I've dealt with for sure.
Yeah, I'm going to read this.
Especially the follow unhealthy lifestyle.
Yeah.
Well, thank goodness Burger King is closing down all these stores.
Yeah, that could be a good thing.
There, that's that one fixed.
Burger King, he's been around so long. I've known him since he was a Burger Prince.
Let's go. Right? Yeah, I was changing his burger diapers when he was a Big Mac. Cross that one off the list.
I'm going to read these out, and then I'm going to read you something to lift to.
No, I think you know what? We have to read these out because it's as above, so below. Everything is polar. Everything has an opposite.
And with vortex math, number 6.
Exactly.
Okay.
And there's probably somebody listening at some point that's going to be like, "Hey, wait a minute. What about us evil bastards out here? Why don't we?"
And it's interesting because I'm still with the Nerd Project that it's 2 and 6 in the vortex math.
Oh, I'm going to ask you about that at the end of the show too.
Yeah, that's weird because that equals 8, and 8. If you turn 8 45 degrees, 8 45 degrees is infinity.
Oh. Okay. All right, so here we are. We'll get through them quickly. I'm going to let you down gently. Disinterested and unenthusiastic about almost everything. It seems impossible to get them interested in anything. Enjoy low vibrational activities like watching and listening to news about disasters and what's wrong in the world.
No, of course, and that's the biggest trap right there. That's what keeps you in that low vibration.
Well, that's easy to fix. You just turn the TV off.
Exactly.
And watch our show instead. All right. Enjoy gossiping about others and are quickly to blame. Actually, I got to show you this, people. This is fair dinkum. this is a guide in my life. I have a note here.
Well, see, and I don't follow people who gossip about others.
I got a note here that says don't talk about other people, and it's right there on my computer. So if anyone does it, I'll read that and go, see ya.
And you
Yeah,
said fair.
I mean,
you said fair dinkum, so that's like
that's
Samsies nor
that's
races.
part of the like minds attract like people. I mean, I get the feeling that none of you guys like drama or want to bring it, so you don't participate in it.
No, drama comes and leaves a big mess everywhere and doesn't thank you for nothing. And
Yeah.
I actually
It
have a
stains the
second
floor
life.
every now and then.
It's full of drama. My second life is full
All
of
right.
drama.
Oh, thanks for joining me on my bad hair day. Anyway, lacks kindness, empathy, and compassion. Are unhappy and like to complain. Hey, I know a lady like that. Oh, you know, Karen. Anyway, attract drama. There's told you, drama comes and makes a mess. Attract drama wherever they go.
Okay,
They
see
seem to
that
always
I do
be
that, but
one-
I don't think I'm negative, but I do that. It's like drama likes to just say, "Hey, Polly, what's up?
Oh.
Have some drama on your bus ride today."
Here, have a come sit right next
Yeah.
to Esther.
Why doesn't some drama come sit down next to you on the bus?
Okay, suffer from lethargy and fatigue, have apathy towards others and can appear to be emotionally distant, find it difficult to be productive at work or any endeavour they take up, don't take responsibility, they always think that someone else is responsible for their life circumstances, lack self-discipline, they find it difficult to control their eating habits and struggle with especially establishing a stable daily routine. Man, that's half the people I know. Anyway, lack emotional control. They are reactive and sink easily into a mere of negative emotions. Okay. How to alter your vibrational frequency.
Eat more ice cream.
Yeah, I don't really eat it anymore, but we used to use it as a therapy. Diet, exercise, positive thoughts, meditate, practice love and kindness, spend time in nature.
Yes, that works too.
I definitely recommend the last one for any ailment.
And work on creative projects.
Yeah.
I would add that one to the list.
And our high frequency foods are sun ripened fruits and cold pressed, freshly squeezed fruit juices, raw, uncut, non refrigerated, freshly plucked vegetables. Ooh. Sprouts, hazelnuts, peanuts, sunflower seeds, coconut, sweet almond and olives, legumes, herbs and spices, fermented foods.
Pickles.
Yeah. Lightly cooked fresh vegetables, cold pressed peanut oil, raw honey, raw cacao, sugar cane and wine. I've missed the wine because it does bad things to me. And low frequency foods.
That's interesting that they put wine at the very end.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? They snuck it in the end. So tea, coffee. I thought wine would be with tea, coffee, chocolate, pickles, preserves and jams, deep fried food. Why? Hang on a minute. They just said pickles and they said fermented food up the top is good for you.
Wait a minute. And yeah, how can figs be a low quality food? Oh no, it says eggs. My bad. Thought it said figs.
Eggs.
How can eggs are not low quality either though?
No, I wouldn't think so. They're one of the best sources of protein.
So it must be we're talking about the energy vibrations, not the protein, not the.
And I would like not that it matters, but I would like to disqualify pizza off that list because pizza is not like bread. It is bread, but bread is already listed on that list. Pizza is a conglomerate of many things.
Yeah. All right. So there you go. We'll lift the vibration back up again. So not only fabric, we just found food. And we're going to look at words. So I'll just get rid of this for a second. Just listen to what I've got to say, and then I'm going to show you a whole big list of happy words. So here we are. A word is more than its definition because it contains... Now I'm going to get rid of that. A word is more than its definition because it contains energy and power. When you think of the word inch, notice what happens to your energy. I'll say it again, inch. Try the same thing with the word mile. Inch, mile. Did you feel a difference in your energy between those two words? Next, close your eyes and think of the word short. Now think of the word tall. Did your energy shrink and expand?
Interesting.
I would say my energy didn't shrink or expand, but my perception of the concept changed.
Yes, exactly.
So then we have other words, and they have more weight and sound and appearance to them. So think of the word soft. What comes to mind?
Clouds. Billowy white clouds.
Woolly sheep. Okay, and think of the word
To me,
hard.
when I hear the word soft, I feel, I think of something that can almost not be felt.
So you can feel the differences, and they're just simple words, right? So now I'm going to show you a list of high...
I don't think there are such a thing as simple words.
No, I don't think so either, Polly, but, you know, I'm just going with the flow here.
Oh, there you go. But see, this is, yeah.
Yeah, g'day, Buzz. Thanks for
Buzz
joining
is
us,
here.
bro. I'll drop a link in a minute, and you can come and have a yarn to us. All right, so here we have a list of high vibrational words, and one
Wow,
of them...
that's alphabetical.
Yeah, it is. I'm going to read them all out. Actually.
Okay, but you can't read them out in order.
Why not?
Because it's not as fun. You have to read... Okay, here's the challenge. You have to read the first letter, then the last letter, then the second letter, then the second last letter.
All right. You do it then.
No. No.
Okay. Okay, positive high vibrations. I've got to say one thing before I start this, and we hear it might make a story. We don't know. We might laugh our heads off. We'll find out. But right here in the M's, where's the M's? Here we are. Marvelous mastery meditation. Look what's there. Money.
Yeah, I noticed that.
You look marvelous.
You look marvelous today. Marvelous. Marvelosa. No. But there's money. That threw me for sideways. I'm thinking money. That's a positive word, not in my vocabulary.
I don't associate it 100% with money and positivity.
All right, so we're going to try what Polly said. Have a laugh. I hope it's funny. Abundance. What happens if I can't read the word? Abundance, accolade. Affirming ascendancy. Ascension, beauty. Benevolence, bounty. Calmness, choice. Clearance, constructiveness. Consciousness, cosmic. Quantum, decisiveness.
Ooh, I like that word.
Delight, elegance. I need something to point at the screen. Hang on. Encouragement, energize. Energy, enough. Enraptured, ethics.
Exiliation, felony. Financial freedom, fun. Generosity, geniusness, glorious. Good harmony, hospitality. Impeccability, innocence. Inspiration, joy. Jubilant, lavishness, learned. Loving of God. I see. It's their. They've really got this like so closely compacted.
I feel like this may be a failed AI response to a question.
Luminous
Like,
manifest.
name all the positive words in the dictionary, and AI just barfed this onto a page.
If that's the case, Polly.
Like a hairball, exactly.
Oh, it's supposed to make.
Here you go. Here's some word salad.
So we got luminous, lucrative, marvelous, motivation.
I'll
money,
hand it to it. There's not one negative word in there.
yeah, open-minded, originality, outgoing, peace, perseverance, polite, possibilities, proficiency, progress, purpose, quantum, rapture. Oh my goodness.
Quantum rapture.
I like the part
yeah,
where it says
they're meant to be.
self-assertive, self-awareness, self-control, self-confidence, self-preservation, simplicity. Like, that's I'm just having a laugh.
No,
But it
that's
says
good.
that self-forgiveness.
It does. I hope this works.
Big bucks, no whammy.
What is that? That's not it.
That was press your
Oh.
luck.
Oh, hang on, I'm trying to. I've got problems. I've got technical problems again.
We should ask Chat GPT if there's.
Yeah, I'm
what
trying
are-
to. I'm
What
trying to
are
drop.
all the positive words ever?
I'm trying to drop the link in, but there's something wrong with my thing. Oh, my daughter showed me how to do this, and I forgot.
So on that list we were just talking about, and I just had this comical thought come to me on the list of the low vibration. Can I add has more issues than National Geographic to that list?
I don't know. I think the only magazine that has more issues is Time.
That's a good
That would be the only one.
All right, so there's a lot of words there, and we can actually throw some words out of our vocabulary and put some of them in and make our life.
There's zero punctuation, but
Yeah.
a ton of words.
Yeah, where are we up to now? All right. Yep, we're coming up to the 2-hour mark. Buzz, I dropped the link in there if you want to come and give us some high vibrational words. That'd be really nice. But this list of words, because it's so funny, I'm actually going to print it out. I've got some stuff to do with some kids, and I reckon we can have fun with these words. And
Oh yeah, there's one. You can put every single word on an individual fridge magnet, and then people can write their own poetry using those words.
well, you could.
It's really fun. Oh, it's so fun.
Yeah, it looks.
You just get as many random words on those little like fridge magnet tape things, and then you can just literally write songs, poetry, whatever. Because you just pick random words that are in front of you. You try to make sense of something that's like just random words. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, drop in, Buzz, if you're in the neighbourhood. You might as well.
Oh, you have to now,
There
Buzz.
it is. Yahoo! Okay.
And I can't sing you Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Lynn will get copywritten.
Buzz is in the house.
Hello.
G'day, Buzz. How you doing?
Hello.
Groovy.
Yay, I'm going to get off screen. I'm the only one whose face you look at, and I'm having a bad hair day. That's not good. There we go. So, Buzz, what do you think of our words, our high vibrational words?
Groovy.
Have you got anything high vibrational for us?
I've got a couple of quick poems if you want.
Oh, please do, please do. Since we're on the subject, you got the floor, my brother. Go for it.
First one is reach. If you do not reach for my hand, it means that you don't understand that my offer I give is for real, and my only intent is to heal. I ask for nothing in return. I get enough from what I learn. Interaction is how we all grow. Stability is the care we all show. And by helping, we may just find a hint towards our own peace of mind. So extending a hand to a friend could bring solutions for your woes to end. Together we are smarter and stronger, and together we will last so much longer. So please reach now, my sister and my brother, for in reaching we can all help each other.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, that was beautiful, Buzz. I loved it.
Oh,
Have you got
thank
another? And do you have another, my brother?
I do. It's my most recent one called I Will. I will never give up, for life I hold dear. I will face everything, even when filled with fear. I will push through the pain. I will smile through the tears. I will stay on the path through the trials and the years. I will harden my heart to confusion, distraction. I will not be ignorant and dwell in inaction. I will live, laugh, and love in the face of mortality. I will not let evil change my morality. And when my time comes and I lay down to rest, I will have less regrets and know I did my best.
Beautiful.
Thank
Yeah, I
you.
like
Buzz.
that one,
was
mate.
beautiful.
You should. Do you have any published works, Buzz?
No, I'm actually looking into it at the moment. I was looking at this publishing site because I don't want to go down the Amazon route where they basically own everything that you do and pay you 35%. I mean, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, you know, you
They're
should
robbing
sell it
people.
independently.
Yep.
Well, that's the hard thing because that takes money to do in the first place, and I've been skimped for a long time.
I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah,
Hey,
I hate money. I hate it. I hate it.
You know what, Buzz, that plagues me. That's why it was funny. I found it funny to hear money in that list of words that we had, because I only ever get the amount of money for little things. Like, it's so elusive in my life, I kind of forget that it's around. And when
Yeah.
I think of what's going to come in the future, and those things, certain things are going to be scarce, I don't think it'll affect our lives because we've lived on a very, very, very low budget.
Yeah.
And we've learned how to survive on that. We're going to be fine. Creator's looking after us.
and we put value on different things.
Yeah, exactly,
We
Polly.
do.
Yeah, but that's why I came up with the term people should treasure people more than treasure.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Can you say that again, please?
People should treasure people more than treasure.
I love that.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's what we're meant to do.
Yep.
here we are.
Hey,
But,
Buzz, if you ever want
unfortunately-
to post your stuff for people to read, feel free to come over to my Discord, and because I think I know you're there already, I'll set up a room for you. You can post all your stuff there, so people can read it. Because your stuff's really good, man.
It is.
Cheers.
It is, Buzz. It's beautiful when you can tell it comes straight from your heart and your spirit.
And like, I hope you don't take this compliment the wrong way, but it's like Dr. Seuss good. I hope that is like a compliment to you, because to me, like the cadence.
Did you hear my my face mask one?
No.
Oh, please do.
Why
Please
not
do.
go for it? Because we're coming towards the back end of the show and I've got stuff to show you that'll be controversial. So, yeah, go for it, Buzz. Let us hear it.
It's not mine. I didn't write it. I've got to find it first.
Oh, you find it.
Basically, it's somebody wrote it in a meme and it was perfect and I loved it. So I literally have been reciting it out there.
Have you ever put any of your stuff to music?
Yes. I actually wrote a song.
I would
called,
love to try to
To
put
Be a
some of
Better
your stuff to
Human.
music. If you'd give me permission, I would love to put some of your stuff to music.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, we'll catch up in visit too. We've got to sit down and have a yarn, obviously, and we'll come up with some nice creative things.
Well, the Dr. Seuss one, I found it. It's only a quick one, but it was whilst all the mask stuff was going on, this was being posted everywhere. I will not wear it on my face. I will not wear it any place. I will not wear it to get in. I will not wear it on my chin. I will not wear it on my ear. I will not wear it out of fear. I will not wear your stupid mask. I will not wear it. Do not ask.
I love it.
I like that.
I don't care what your name is, Sam.
Play it again, Sam.
I saw this chick the other day. She was wearing all black and had a black mask on. And I thought, you're trying to look inconspicuous, but she had these awfully long, beautiful dreads. And I'm like, everyone would recognise them dreads from everywhere. So trying to be inconspicuous and cover yourself up in all black and a mask ain't going to work. It was
And can I test you with a new poem?
Oh, of course you can.
This is only a short one, but this is a short one that is a questioning one. So it may be controversial to some people. It's called Free Will. Why do we have free will? Well, maybe so we make mistakes. We learn more from our failings. Innocent choice is all it takes. Maybe our paths are chosen. Maybe we choose our own way. Choice and paths in unison, a duality of life on display. The consciousness, awake and sub, balancing us with the flow. The mechanism teaching us everything that we now know.
I like that. It is a pondering one. It's like it made everyone silent. See, when silence comes, you know that everybody. No, that was good, Buzz.
Thank you.
I look forward to more. You're welcome every week on the end of my show to give us some high vibrational words. I want to show you something. Remember how I said in the beginning of the show that I had stuff removed? I'm going to quickly show you. So it's on there and we all can witness it, and then I'll put the fire back on because I love just yarning around the fire. But these are the pictures, and you'll remember, if you haven't seen it, people, go back to on my page to some of the earlier shows I did that weren't called Gday, Gday, it's Saturday at the time, but that's what they were. I should go back and change the words. So here we have, does everyone remember this picture? And I'm going to put on real big. I wish Donnie was here. We were talking about hairy men, and I showed her that weird book, Weird, Strange and Wonderful book of the others, what I call the others. And this was in there, and it showed you they knew about the hairy man, and there was obviously a relationship here between a human woman and a hairy human. And they didn't want that happening, so they burned him alive. That picture was removed, and I had to, these are the ones I had to go digging for. There's another one that's actually called Burning the Hairy Man, the Wild Man. And this was what I found interesting. He's got a stick in his hand called a bundi stick. And he kind of has his hair done like our men put little buns in the back of the head like that. And these were all removed because the subject of the hairy man is coming so close to the surface, and the truth is going to be revealed. They've removed all this as they do. And this is a different one I found. These are hairy people, but they've got 3 hands on each arm, which I found freaky. And I wasn't sure whether that was actually a real picture out of a manuscript or someone modern drew that. But it came in the same section of all the old manuscript pictures.
Interesting.
If you want to find these, you look up.
It kind of looked like they had a little bit of web feet, like they were some of.
Oh yeah, I can see
like
that. Yeah.
Some of the ancients that came from the mermaid siren.
Yeah.
They all look a little bit worried. Like they did something wrong. They're like,
They look worried. Them fellas are about to kill them. They're about to die. I'd look worried too. But they don't look like violent people because they're looking at them.
Why are they smiling?
Yeah,
I
that's
was
what I
just
mean.
wondering that.
Maybe that's it.
It's like a weird smile, like a oops.
I don't know. Yeah, it is weird though. I found
And
was weird.
what you were saying about like all the three hands kind of thing, like that could be a legit representation of them just moving their hand.
This is
Like,
true.
because that's how we knew how to draw it back then. Is
True.
like movement was like we would draw it like if someone was saying no, like waving their hand at the same
I get that.
time. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm just being devil's
And you got
advocate
a
here, I
point there.
guess.
No, you got a point there, Polly, because I've looked at a lot of these manuscript pictures, right? And if you look at the artwork, a lot of it, like you see animals and stuff.
Well, even like that last one with the guy holding the club, like
Yeah,
he's
that's
way
different.
tall. He's way taller than the trees that
Yes,
are in
he is.
front of him.
Yeah, I noticed that. He was very tall fella, that one.
Those trees are in front of him, and the horses
And
are
size
like,
of horses.
yeah. So
Mm.
like those are all really either small trees or big people.
No, he's a very large man. He's probably bigger than the people on horses.
Right. And
And
so
you got to remember,
scale
hearing,
is not something that like you should always look at scale when
Yeah.
you're looking at ancient stuff like this, because they didn't do it by accident.
Thank you, Polly. That's true. That's what I wanted to say. Is they're putting it here to tell us they're manuscripts. They're there for the future. They were designed to tell people for the future, and they were designed to make the king at
Yeah.
the time immortal.
And they
So-
chose their words very specifically, which
Yeah.
is what, it ties back into what we were just talking about with the power of words and the frequencies. Like they
Yeah.
chose those words for a reason.
And I actually uncovered some more books, and I found one in English, a little section, but that'll be in another show, obviously. But also too, the artist, like if you look at that picture, the quality of the artist. And I found in just old manuscripts of ordinary animals, some of them were weird looking, but some of them weren't the best artists either. So you got to remember when you're looking at pictures like these, you got to take into account one, like Polly said, the size of everything, the actual artist who did it, and was it a manuscript that was meant to document history and last, or was it just someone mucking around? Like that picture, is that real, or is that just someone mucking around?
Well, you know what they say, most of the cliches that are invented are true, and a picture says 1,000 words. So and now we have emojis that say not 1,000 words, because people can't pay attention for that long, but a couple of words.
You can see here, that's an old manuscript. You can tell by the quality of the pigments and what they use to paint the drawing.
That picture that you're showing right now, to me, I instantly think of the cliche, the dogs of war.
Oh, you gotta find it.
Because they've all got dogs' heads.
They're dog-headed people, yeah.
Yeah.
They'll be the next ones to disappear. They're only just starting to talk about dog-headed people. And when more and more people start to look into it, these pictures will disappear also. That's why I put them up. I thought I'll get them up before they go. But if you look at that artistry, right, that's in one country. It obviously looks like Europe, maybe around England, France. That's what it kind of looks like, as opposed to this one, which is more in. Look at the building,
it has that Egyptian vibe to me for some reason.
You know what I'm saying, in that area.
Yeah. To me, that looks like a bunch of giants hanging around like normal-sized buildings. Like that window in the top, that's like a window that you would stand and look out over the scenery. Like it's like maybe, I don't know, that window is probably like 4 or 5 feet tall. And these people are standing and their heads are like 2 feet tall. Like, and they're all gray. And they have these weird, like they're all holding stuff. And they're like, I don't know. Like
they're dog people from another country.
The dog people.
Even the steps there, like those steps, they're designed for people that are as big as the people in the picture, not for the people that would have built that silo structure with the window in it.
Yeah. I know what you're saying.
And
But
then
yeah,
there's the tree in the bottom right corner. That's like a big tree.
tiny. Yeah, it's tiny.
But it's tiny compared to these people, exactly. But that's like a fully grown tree.
Yeah.
So
And then look
I
in the
don't know.
background. You can see another tree in the background on the right-hand side, Polly. That's huge. Imagine how big that tree is. That's actually a big tree.
Oh yeah. No, sorry, that's the one I was talking about. The tree in the bottom right, and then in the background on the right. You're right. It's either a tree or a mushroom cloud.
I don't know. And they're collecting plants.
It could be a nuke.
And I found it interesting they had cows on their head. Like, I didn't know what that was about. I'm like, okay, you got cows on
Oh
their head.
yeah.
And straight away I thought of India, where they don't eat the cows and they're sacred. But they're dog-headed people. Look at the difference. They're dog-headed people from one country. They're different dog-headed people. They're paler.
That's fascinating.
Right, they're from another country. Like I said, that looks more like England, France, Germany, around there, perhaps.
But clearly the head of a dog.
Yeah.
And 3 heads. But there's more than one horse, so it can't be Cerberus.
So these are,
And it looks like the people on the other side of that picture, at least, they're getting their asses kicked.
They're the knights.
Yeah.
The knights in shining armor.
They're not doing so good. They're getting
the knights in shining armor.
Yeah, and there's that one dead one that down there on the bottom right too.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah,
they're not doing so hot.
They lost that war. I got more pictures like this. I'll do another show, obviously, just on this again. But I just wanted to bring it up because I noticed it was all missing, and there it is on the show. So if it goes missing again, go looking for it yourself in a couple of weeks' time or something, or a month or 2, who knows. And if it's disappeared, I'm telling the truth. But yeah, I'll just keep putting the show, or redoing the show and refreshing it, showing your pictures on it. And, I think that's all I got for today. Let me just check.
Would you like a last poem?
I would love a last poem.
I've said this one a few times, but I quite like it, and it is very positive. Well, I think it is. It's called Live Life to the Fullest. Every second of every day is so very precious in every way. From the sun in the morning to the moon at night, we try to live wisely and spend the time right. But it's true, time is fleeting, time can go so fast. By the time that we notice, the years have flown past. So live life to its fullest and place all your bets. Fill your bucket lists, do not die with regrets. Leave memories for family with love in their heart and the wisdom you learned proving that you took part. So please make the most of the time that you've got, for no one can know if it's a little or a lot.
Love it.
Oh, thank you. That's a good name. Yeah.
Thank you.
So, okay. So today we yarned about apes. We rounded all up. We had a yarn about the vibration of materials. Got to listen about that mycelia lever. I can actually see that. Imagine that. I'd love that, Polly, mycelia lever. I could wear leather clothes for the rest of my life and not need anything else.
Yep.
Well, we've only just scratched the surface on what's possible, because they can also make blocks stronger than concrete out of mycelium as well. But we'll get into that on another day, I guess.
Yeah, mycelia and hemp are friends. So
and
yeah,
once they'll merge those two together at some point.
Yeah. So me and Polly are going to do a show on Polly Show in the future.
We're going to do the origins of music.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We're going to continue the frequency thing and show you some nice instruments, and it's going to be really interesting. So listen out for that. And did I give you a wrench, Polly? Because if you got a wrench, you can put it in the chat room.
I do have a wrench.
Yeah, so Polly will put that his show in the chat room where you can reach Polly, have a listen. It's a good show. Nice music, different to conventional mainstream music. And talking about radio shows, I don't know if you mob over there can get this radio show, but we got a radio show here in Australia. It's called One Mob Radio, and it's in Port Stephens. And I didn't tell yous, but while I was there, they were there at the Elders Olympics, which that's what I was doing while I was away. Actually, I go into the Elders Olympics, and we won a trophy. And while I was there at the dinner, the One Mob radio show nabbed me. So I went and had a yarn to them and mentioned G'day, G'day Saturday. So hopefully in the future, some of them fellas are watching. But if you can get the One Mob radio show there in America and Canada and all that, have a listen, because that'll give you the raw download of what we do on our daily lives, and they teach a little bit of language and they talk about all these different things. It's a really good radio show, One Mob radio show. And for anyone listening from Australia, tune in to One Mob radio show. They don't even know I'm plugging them, but I met the fella and he was beautiful, and I checked him out, and I think it's a really great idea what they're doing, so I'm supporting them. I'll try to put them on my page, but they don't come up, so I'll figure out how I can do that. And it just gives you another listen from different point of view of our mob and our culture. And I'm trying to get as much saturation as I can for you fellas to learn about our culture.
Cool.
So, yeah, One Mob Radio. So, all right, I'm going to ask you, we'll start with lovely Jules. What's your download on the show tonight?
The download on the show tonight ties into me and Polly going on IBN Sunday. The year is 1981, and in that year, 1981, there was a song called Spirits in the Material World from the Police. It's a layered, now after this conversation, it definitely is a layered song in the sense that we are spirits in this material world, but talking about fabrics, we should be spirits in that material world.
And we'll talk about spandex.
I love all the material.
Only if it's neon pink.
Oh my.
Yeah, spandex was such a positive vibrational fabric. I
Yes,
remember it from my early teens.
Be free. If you can't do linen, then don't do nothing.
You stay away from Polly's sister.
Remember, he's got 5.
Yeah. Are you talking about Esther?
Yeah. Oh dear.
I'm gonna have to get somebody to do actually a persona that's polyester, and she's gonna be like my arch enemy.
So what's your go on the show tonight, Polly?
Oh, well, I was saving the mushroom stuff for this show because, yeah, materials, I believe, are gonna make a huge leap in advancement. We're gonna have smart materials. Hopefully they're linked to something like mushrooms where they can repair themselves, or like, you know what, you could have a pair of shoes and you're running and your shoes could sense that, you know what, you need to change certain pressure points in your shoes or else you're going to develop some kind of a back problem. So we'll just change that on the fly as you're running, and mushroom mycelium will have something to do with that.
I can't wait till the next time I rip my pants and I have that
right?
fabric.
Exactly. You bend over, it rips, but you don't have to worry because it grows right back. No one sees anything.
And I got a hole.
I wonder if you can still hear it when it rips, though.
You hear the cries of the mushrooms, yeah.
Oops, I ripped my pants again.
But yeah, I'll be on IBN every weekend from 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern time, Saturday and Sunday. And tomorrow I'm just going to do a regular music show, but some trippy tunes as usual. I like to trip out. I'm a day tripper.
and my bro Buzz. I hope you watched the show while you're in the chat room. And if you didn't, what do you think of what you heard?
Very interesting. I like looking at some of the things, the visual stuff that you show sometimes, because you find some amazing stuff. I mean, look like Sasquatch or whatever. Some of them look like giants. Interesting stuff. I didn't get to see much at the start. I was asleep. I woke up, came on, saw that it was on, and I was straight over.
Oh, I'm glad
I've done that.
But I've got something to add on the trippy side of things, which is I always get triggered by Nikola Tesla and his energy frequency resonance and all that. And I have to wonder if he meant more than he was actually saying with it, because if you look at it from the human perspective, overlay it on this thing we call human, then we have to ask the question, does that mean that feelings are the resonance of the perception of frequency through the energy of the soul?
I would say yes.
Yeah.
Is that a trippy question or what?
Well, it is a trippy question, because that means you could potentially turn the soul into a variable dial, like on a radio, like an old car radio. Your soul is a dial, and you have the potential to turn it left or right.
Called
to
free
tune
will.
into whatever you want. Yeah, it's called free will. Exactly.
And
And
Yeah, no, I love
they
that.
try to steer, and that's why I actually say the one thing that you should trust the most is yourself.
Yeah, it's the only thing you've got.
else.
we,
Trust
we
yourself.
have,
Question everything else.
we have a request to hear that again, but a bit slower, please, Buzz. Can you remember what you said?
Hear what? Sorry.
What you just said, the question that you posed.
What I just said.
Yeah.
That was, feelings are the resonance of the perception of frequency through the energy of the soul. And the way I see that is without feeling, if you take feeling away from the human body and feelings, because feeling and feelings tied together, you are just thoughts in the darkness, because you can't see, you can't feel your eyes, you can't, you've got no input. So without the feelings, you are just thoughts in the darkness. So feelings are the resonance, because we all resonate with things, of the perception of frequency, which is like audio, visual, and all the rest of it. It's like hearing a song, perception of frequency, pretty straightforward. And through the energy of the soul, well, we don't know what actually makes our heart beat. So we know that there's a form of energy there, and that form of energy is constantly changing and flowing, and we've labeled it the soul.
Mm-hmm.
Sound good?
Yep, to me. Thank you, Buzz. I'm just listening to that and watching the fire. Keep going. I'm going to get Buzz.
Yeah.
Buzz, I'd love you to come on the show, me and you, and have a really good spiritual yarn about stuff. I've been trying to catch you for a while. Now I'm back. I'm going to get you. So, after when we finish
Buzz
the show,
would be a good guest for sure.
Total awesome.
So
guest.
hang in after the show and we'll have a bit of a yarn. I want to thank Jules, Polly, and Buzz for joining us today. I want to thank you for listening and watching. And I want to thank everyone in the chat room. And hey, g'day, Ken. And he found One Mob Radio already. I hope you're doing all right, Ken. Anything you just want to say before we go? I'm going to play that.
Thanks for having me, Luna, and welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Luna.
Anytime, Buzz.
So welcome back, Luna. It's good to have you back.
Welcome back. Loads of love to the chat, and till my last breath, stay groovy.
Thank you. Just hang in there, Buzz. As we go out, I'll talk to you when we finish the show, Polly, Jules. behind the scenes. You fellas don't get to see that. Maybe one day. So yeah, what to say? Love to you on this day. Stay centered. Stay strong. Stay together. Like we need to all do this together from the future now. I'm going to leave you with that beautiful dance, clapstick stuff that we had in the beginning.
Amen.
If I hang on, if I can share this instead. Here we go. Oh yeah. All right, people. Yeah, Yalu. I hope we see you next week. And we're going out on this. Have a good day, evening, wherever you are. Respect to all. Love you to you on this day. And here we go. Yalu.
Yalu.
Thank you.